Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. Pray everybody's well. I would like to welcome all the new viewers and subscribers to this wonderful channel and let you know what you're in store for if you stick around. You're in store for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And it's because I am unbiased any way you want to point. If I've campaigned on something my whole life and argued and physically fought, lost wives and friends and whatever because of a particular issue, and I find out today that I was wrong, instantly I will admit that, and we will go find the truth, and I'll have no problem pointing out how I was wrong. And if it reveals to anyone that I'm the biggest dumbass on this here realm of existence, I won't have not one issue showing you that. Now, you probably don't necessarily believe that that's the truth because you just heard me say it. Well, I offer you to put it to task and allow me to show you that indeed truth is the only thing I'm after. And if you're someone who's sick of hearing all these different talking points from mainstream media, or maybe you're someone who threw a TV out years ago and you're totally anti-television, and the only source of news you have is just word of mouth, hearsay, and you're sick of those narratives. You're sick of hearing about Ukraine being invaded or the prices of gas, and you know, and those are things that you can see with your own eyes and your own pocketbook. But if you're someone like myself and you want to know the why, the how, the who to those particular situations, well, I'm here to tell you that on de facto in the remnant, it's satisfaction guaranteed. I was just in a shop a little bit ago, and there were some Middle Eastern men that was working there. They probably owned it or whatever, and they were talking about Jesus, and I, you know, I felt obliged. And they said, the one guy said, you know, you guys here in America, Jesus is your God. And I said, yeah, I understand why you think that. I said that he's not. You can't put me in that box. He said, well, who's your God? And I said, well, first of all, there's only one master and creator. There's not a Justice League of them up somewhere in outer space. The fact that there's so many gods that people have is indicative of 99.9% of the population of the world aren't like myself or you if you're here because you are sick of getting fed lies and you would like to hear some truth. Are you going to be able to do much with it? Well, you don't have to be made a fool anymore. You can ask the hard questions and think critically for yourself. Those people who don't need to ask those questions, they will prove to you that they don't want to think for themselves. That what they think and what they'll tell you is truth is because any other answer might cost them their job, their spouse, their livelihood. So, regardless of who they say their God is, I just revealed to you who, in fact, is their God. And that's their reputation, their job, their social status. Whichever way the wind is blowing that day. They would rather discuss TikTok or the Grammys. But I can tell you one thing that I can prove to anyone, that there will be a day in the future. How long in the future that will be, I cannot tell you. But there will be a day when all those 99.9% of the population people are going to be awfully, deeply, absolutely disgusted and overwhelmed and overran with pain and fear. Some of that pain will be from their teeth being grinded down to a fine dust by their own other teeth. And they'll be thinking if they could just go back and not tell that one guy who was saying something that sounded like it could be true, to get bent, because you know what, it's boring, okay? Whatever their reason is. And that's what's so ironic, really, and so the style of the Most High Abba Yahuwah, because he doesn't want you to die, and he don't kill you. He offers you life and death, but because of his great mercy and compassion and his great desire for you to live, that if you choose to die, you make the choice so absolutely publicly broadcasted from on high, your choice, and you tell the other people who chose different than you to go to hell, and that they are all kinds of things that you uttered out of your mouth. So you drove your own nails in your own coffin. You loved every second of it, and you thought that it was actually you living a life that will grant you reincarnation as a parakeet. Well, let's get into some of that truth, but one more time, let me remind you that I do have truth, and it cannot be denied. There will be a day where the people who deny the truth and they roll with lies are going to be in a world of hurt, and they'll be wanting one more chance to come back and refuse lies for a piece of paper, for the nail salon, for whatever, but they won't get that chance. That chance will be impossible because they had all the chances one could ever need to reach the truth, to escape lies. And I'm not talking escape like breaking free. I'm talking just taking a baby step, walking towards the truth because people are begging you to do so. You know, you see this music I'm listening to here? This has something to do with the truth that we're going to talk about here real quick on De Facto and the Remnant, because that's what we do. I love this music. I love it. Listen to the bass to some of it. I'll turn it up a little bit. If you like this kind of stuff, then you'll understand why I do. I mean, Daoud, beloved Daoud is my favorite, hands down. But I got this other playlist that's called Non-Daoud, and it's got Dimitri Pruitt, who is amazing. And it's got some Inyarika, and even some of that old Karata Sa. And he was the first that I found that was bearable as far as I'm concerned. But look at this. I used to jam to this and sing this. People would hear it and they thought I was listening to 50 Cent or something, but they had no idea I was singing along to this, saying, I know what time it is. What time it is. The reason I bring this up, though, is because there's a lot of people who think that Yasharal is defined by your skin tone. I've saw plenty of white people kind of like Malibu's most finest type of guys, telling people like myself that Yasharal is black and you better get in line, and one day, if you're lucky, you might get to be their bitch. If you want, if you get to live, you're gonna live eternity being a black person's bitch. And am I speaking about this right now because I think that maybe one of those guys will turn around and do a 180 from that viewpoint, from that belief? It's more than a viewpoint. It's a salvation understanding, or lack of understanding. understanding. Let's just pretend that they're right. And it is about skin tone. And when you get to the gate on the judgment day, they tell you, the Most High holds you accountable for every word spoken and what you did. But before all that is told to you, they look at you and say, he's white. You go over there, and if you make it, you're those guys' bitch. Because I love black people, and I only place black-skinned people as sovereigns and kings who will rule and reign with Messiah and Yahshua. Oh, you're someone who has loved me and given everything up that you had in life, and you went through ridicule and mockery, physical assault. You lost children, spouses, everything. You've had your heart broken so many times. The fact that you still have a heart is a testament of your love for me. And that's great. But your skin isn't black or brown. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I called you out of the womb. I did. But as a bitch, as a slave for these guys. The very idea that there's a difference between a man with white skin or black or yellow or orange or whatever, that very notion only comes from wickedness. And I can prove that to you anytime, any place. Come on with it, and I got all you want. And I'll go ahead and make this remark, though. You probably won't buy it, even if it's straight from the mouth of Abba Yahuwah himself, because you are dead set on getting you a bunch of slaves, bitches, and their women, and whatever other racist, bigot idea you have in your head. And you could have that idea in an innocent, mannerable fashion. You might not be someone that's just saying, hey, yeah, if you do make it, you're gonna be my bitch. You might not be someone like that. You might be doing it nice and in a gentle way. But, the Christians put their Christmas trees up in a nice and gentle way. Let's go to my Bible app, and we'll go to the search bar, and let's see what we can find. We'll see if we can find anything to back up your claim, your theory here, okay? Yasharal. Oh, sorry about that. They always want me to draw because they know I can't. let's just try color of the skin, see what happens. Oh, here we got something. Let's see. Lamentations 2:19. Arise, cry out in the night, at the beginning of the watches. Pour out your heart like water before the face of Yahuwah. Lift your hands towards him for the life of your young children, who languish from hunger at the head of every street. I don't know what that had to do with skin color, but your lips are like a cord of scarlet, and your speech is lovely. Your cheeks beyond your veil are like a piece of pomegranate. Your cheeks behind your veil are like a piece of pomegranate. And he touched my mouth with it and said, this has touched your lips, your crookedness is taken away, your sin is covered. Look, folks, you ain't gonna find it. You'll find the description of the Messiah, and it'll say that his feet were like burnished brass, and his hair like wool, right? And his skin the color of a Tarshish stone. And he could no doubt, very possibly, very likely be or have the appearance of what you today would call a black person. Yes, he could. And I will love him no more or no less. I'm running as fast as I can, and I'm gonna do all I can to get to those gates so I can be in the presence of the Most High and his son, Yahushua the Messiah. And the color of his skin ain't got nothing to do with it. Anybody who has considerations or standards or requirements that include the color of one's skin is acting on hatred. They are a hateful person, and they more than likely don't even know it. More than likely they will argue till they're blue in the face and honestly believe completely that they're not hateful because they've never told anyone anything hateful. Well, if you tell anyone that only black people are of Yasharal, that right there is hate. The Messiah came for the house of the lost sheep of the house of Yasharal. If it happened the way that you campaign, he would be a murderer with no love or compassion. If the thought of skin color was considered was looked at when it comes to how he feels about us, if he used the color of someone's skin in any way when he looks at you, he'd be a murderer. When he said, "But I tell you that if you think in your heart he came down here to set the captives free. He didn't set the captives free by pouring blood out. He set the captives free by revealing truth. And that the path to it, the way to obtain it, is free, and anyone who wants truth can freely get it at any time." That's how he set the captives free. If you are looking at the color of your skin in any form, in any measurement, if it's used to measure you or someone else, you are a captive. And what he has revealed to us, to the world, that has set people free, has had no effect on you. And it's no one's fault but your own. He didn't jam your head into the hole in the ground. You put it there and you like it there. And I wouldn't be surprised if a little violence, or maybe a lot of violence, begins to enlarge in your heart. And let that be a testament to the fact that you truly are murderous, hateful. I hope that you do whatever it takes to pull your head out of that one. Because murderers, those who show favoritism or believe that they are the highest, I hope that you can find your way out of that prison. What did Messiah say? He said, "Those who are the highest will be the least, and those who are of the least will be the highest." And every one of us should be thankful so much that we have an opportunity to live. Because we all know what kind of pieces of shit we've been. So we know that if we get we had an opportunity to survive and enter into his gates and spend the rest of eternity with him. I'll be so thankful that I'll just want to hang at his ankles and kiss his feet and non-stop showing him gratitude. I don't have time to consider the color of my skin, but the main reason I don't consider that. And like I said, I've got proof to back it up. And I know if one of y'all listen to this that are a supreme racist right out in public, and of the kind that doesn't get rebuked for it, they get applauded. You can take this to the bank, and if you want to come and tango and go toe to toe, but it won't be toe to toe with me, it'll be with who you say you worship. I'll prove to you, if you need, that he does not use the color of your skin to decide one way or the other your fate. And if he did, I would want nothing to do with him, and you shouldn't either. But guess what? He doesn't. And if you think he does, you're dead wrong. You heard me. Dead wrong. Both body and soul will be destroyed. Love your neighbor just like you love yourself, Mish. And remember, all truth is what we talk about here. Can't talk about it all at one time. But if you got a topic, a subject that you want to talk about, let's get it. There's a reason it's called And the Remnant. If I knew all your names, all you people who do love truth and want to dig and search and find it with me, I would have put your name on there instead of the remnant. No, it's on there like that because it's Berean style. How many times have you seen a bunch of people, white or black, whatever color, going hard looking to see if these African American, Hebrew, Israelites, whatever, are being truthful when they say that it's black people and black people alone? How many times have you seen this topic, this discussion being debated in an attempt to seek and find the truth, not to rub it in someone's face or hang it over someone's head, but because there's love that can be found within them. If you love someone, you want to put an end to this absurd idea that the Most High, our wonderful Creator, is a racist. No, I'm going to tell you right now. And as far as for this video, as this video goes, it's the last time I'm going to tell you that Abba, Yahuwah, that's his name, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, who gets all esteem, all praise, all honor, all glory, and that's because he is the opposite of racist. And if you think that color has anything to do with anything, you should look in the mirror and take a self inventory. And when you see what's on that deal, you'll see racist is near the top. You're probably thinking that I'm happy about that I delight in that fact. No. It disgusts me, and it doesn't disgust me because you think you're all this and all that. No, it disgusts me because the enemy and wickedness has injured you, being my brother or my sister, to the point that you'll be racist publicly and you don't care what anyone else thinks. I love you. Shaming you and belittling you is something I will never want. Never. Regardless of what you hear about me. If you don't know me and you get to know me, you probably will hear those things. But do your own research and be diligent, and you'll find that those things aren't true and that they come from the opposition. And if you know, like I know, this world is at war, and there's two sides. There's not three or four. There's those who love the Most High and want out of this racist, hate-filled, murderous, whatever filled blob of crud. And then the other side is what I just said we want to get out of. Crud. Pedophiles. And just the fact that there are worse things, worse labels to name someone than a pedophile is all anyone needs to say. It's time to put our faith into action, my mishpachah. Let's do this. De facto and the remnant, bringing you the truth and nothing but the truth. Bet. Shalom, shalom. For now, D's out.